Assalamu alaikum, dear students. It's English class of 6th standard. Lesson the time machine. We have already discussed in my earlier lecture. Time machine it's a science fiction. H.G. Wells in the time machine looks thousands of years, millions of years in future. He realized the Earth drastically different from he had seen. Everything looked different. It's difficult to differentiate between day or TV light. The sky has become dirty, black like ink. The sun glowed like a red ball. It has lost its brightness. Rocks too had different colors as the writer has observed in the past. In present, what he is observing, what he is saying, it is totally different. He is feeling the difference that it is totally different. It has everything has turned into grayish color. The writer felt oppressed by the air around him. When he tried to breathe, it made him labor hard. He realized that air was much lighter than it used to be. Now, today, let's start our paragraph. Then I heard a scream. From across a slope. I looked up and saw a huge creature like an overgrown butterfly. The writer, he heard a scream. Meanwhile, he was looking around and was feeling the difference of air before thousands of years and the air of present time. He suddenly heard a scream that came from a slope. He looked up and saw a huge creature. Huge here means huge synonyms are enormous, very big. Scream, shout, yell, shriek. They are same meaning words. They are synonyms. Huge means enormous, very big. Enormous. Great. What he saw when he looked up, he saw a great and enormous, a vast, a very big creature. Creature is beast. Like an overgrown butterfly. It was looking like a butterfly but was overgrown. It was very big, very huge. It was very enormous, flying in the horizon. It flew round and round and then disappeared. Disappeared means perish, and its synonym is appear or exist over the horizon. The sight filled me with such dread, terror, fear. The writer here tells us that this when he looked at this overgrown butterfly, he felt terrified. It was very dread. He feared that he wanted to leave. He wanted to depart from. He wanted to withdraw there. Leave, withdraw. Go away from. And its synonyms are arrive, come, stay. I realized that the reddish rock. Now the writer realized that the reddish rock he had seen at a distance, it was moving, and it was moving slowly towards him, towards the writer. He was horrified with the great horror. He was horrified. He realized that it was a giant crab. It seemed like a giant crab, a big crab. It has many legs. Its legs crawling on the sand. Its antenna was twitching. Twitching means jerking. Twitch, jerking. Right? It was joking, it was fluttering. flutter is another synonym of this twitching, and it is gigantic. Gigantic is also huge, broad. Horror, it's fear. Right? So he felt he feared. He was horrified to see this giant creature. Meanwhile, what happened to him? He was transfixed. Transfixed means he was mesmerized. He was just like as he was hypnotized by someone. He was transfixed with fright. Transfixed means transfixed means cause someone to become motionless with horror. Or it's simple in simple words we can say synonym mesmerize or hypnotize. It seemed to him that he was mesmerized, he was hypnotized by something. He was transfixed by this, by the horror. He was mesmerized, he was hypnotized by the horror of seeing this crab coming towards him, this giant crab coming towards him, as if a fly had brushed past. He brushed it away with his hand, but soon the fly came back. This time it was his ear. He struck at his ear with his heart, pounding like a drum. With fear, his heart was palpitating. It was beating fastly. His heart rate, his pulse rate increased due to fear. He turned slowly and imagined his terror when he saw another monstrous crab. It was the other monstrous crab was staring. Staring means he was looking at him. He was fixedly looking at him. The writer struck at his ear. His heart started pounding like a drum. His heart rate increased. He turned slowly and imagined his terror when he saw another monstrous crab staring fixedly back at him. Stare, gaze, look, see. We can use these words differently, but at the same time they are synonyms of each other. Stare, to look at someone continuously. Its evil eyes, the eyes of this monstrous crab, they glared at him without blinking. Its eyes were not blinking. He could see that its appetite was great. Appetite means hunger. The writer felt his appetite, his hunger. He felt the hunger of this crab. He was feared. Without a second thought, he jumped into his time machine and turned the lever. He traveled forward a month, and when he was on the same beach with dozens of these monsters crawling around, he did not have words to describe the desolation. Desolation means state of complete. State of complete emptiness. He witnessed it. The earth seemed to be dead, the sky rotting, decaying, decompose. The earth seemed to him, it was rotting. The earth has decomposed and humanity long gone. The grey of the sky, the black of the sea, and the utter lifelessness around him devastated. Devastated means destructive. Devas. devastating, destructive. The air was hurting my lungs, his lungs. So what writer tries to make us aware, what he tries to uh, raise in our conscience, in our conscience, that the earth, if same thing, if the pollutants, rate of pollutants, and this example, environmental pollutants, air pollutants, water pollutants, if its rate increases day by day, these things will happen in future, and the earth would like, earth would be desolated. It will be devastating, it will be destructive. There will be no humanity, because when we will not get anything for eating, and we cannot fulfill our needs from this earth, so what will happen? We ourselves can realize the truth, and we ourselves can experience in our minds, in our imagination, what will be the outcome of all this. He tries, what he tries to raise in our conscience is that if all the things continuously happened in this, on the earth, the sea will get, the sea will be, the sea will get empty, earth will get desolate, there will be nothing to eat, humanity will be gone, there will be no humanity, there will be no life, even these crabs, all things will perish. And we, any living creature, if on this earth, will be at that time, it will be fearful, it will be dreadful, and there will be no peace. And if someone needs air to breathe, he will have to do hard labor to take a breath, right? So he picturizes the image of future of millions of years, that the structure of the earth, and these living creatures will be, and all these things that Allah, Almighty Allah has created, that are on the earth, like these rocks, the sky, the earth, water bodies, all will change with the passage of time, and there will be nothing to use, and there will be no needs to be fulfilled, and every creature will have starve for all this. Thank you, have a nice day. In next lecture I will discuss the other paragraph, and what the writer in next paragraph is trying to teach us. Inshallah, we will learn it, and we will discuss it, and we will make our conscience rise live, so that we will take good steps, good measures for our future generation, and we will store the things that they will need after millions of years, so they can have a luxurious and easy life on the earth, and they will not face the problems that the writer here has mentioned in this lesson, right? Thank you.